Assalamu alaikum. Today in this video we can start from question number 121. So now move toward the question. The question is in human genome RER stands for option A rough endoplasmic reticulum, option B right endoplasmic reticulum, option C both A and B, and option D none of the above. In human genome, when we talk about the human genome, so it means the human genetic material, and here RER stands for, so we know that we have endoplasmic reticulum. It has two types: rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Why it is called a rough endoplasmic reticulum? Because it has ribosomes attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, and it is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum because it hasn't ribosome attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. It is smooth, not rough. So that's why we called it rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the another one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So here in human genome RER stands for, so the option A is the correct option, which is rough endoplasmic reticulum. So rough endoplasmic reticulum is the correct option. Okay, the question number 122. In physiology, RER stands for option A respiratory exchange ratio, option B respiratory expanded ratio, option C both A and B, and option D none of the above. Okay, here the word physiology used. So in physiology, RER stands for respiratory exchange ratio. So you know that what is respiratory exchange ratio? The respiratory exchange ratio is the ratio between the amount of CO2 produced in metabolism and oxygen used. We know in a human body during respiration the CO2 is produced and oxygen is used. So respiratory expanded exchange ratio is the ratio between the carbon dioxide production and oxygen consumption. So in general, mixed diet give us of RER of approximately 0.8%, but it can also exceed up to 1.0% during intense exercise. During intense exercise, this can also exceed up to 1%, but then in general, mixed diet give us 0.8% of this ratio. So respiratory exchange ratio is the ratio between the carbon dioxide production and the oxygen consumption. So here in physiology, RER stands for respiratory exchange ratio, which is option A, and option A is the correct option. Okay, question number 123. In physiology, SER stands for, so option A is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, option B straight endoplasmic reticulum, option C both A and B, and option D none of the above. Here again, endoplasmic reticulum, we have two types of endoplasmic reticulum: rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is represented also by SER. So here SER stands for smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which is option A. So option A is the correct option. Okay, question number 124. What controls synthesis of protein? Option A SER, option B RER, option C both A and B, and option D none of the above. प्रोटीन के synthesis को कौन कंट्रोल करता है? If I draw the structure of again endoplasmic reticulum represented by ER, endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, it has two types: rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. These two types has its particular function. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for the synthesis of protein, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for the synthesis of lipid. So why rough endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for synthesis protein? Because rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosome attached. So and ribosome are responsible for the synthesis of protein. So that's why rough endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for the synthesis of protein. While smooth endoplasmic reticulum hasn't ribosome attached, so they are involved only in lipid synthesis. So here in question, they are asking that what controls synthesis of protein. So here option B is the correct option, which is RER, and RER stands for rough endoplasmic reticulum, and which is responsible for the synthesis of protein because of presence of ribosomes, and ribosome can synthesize protein. So that's why, because of presence of ribosome, they are responsible for the synthesis of protein, and here option B is the correct option, which is RER, and RER stands for rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, question number 125. What control lipid metabolism? Okay, option A SER, option B RER, option C both A and B, and option D none of the above. Here lipid metabolism used. So the lipid synthesis, metabolism, all things is linked with the SER or smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and RER responsible for protein synthesis. So if we write the function of every option in front of that, so we can easily find the correct option. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for lipid synthesis, production, metabolism, all things is linked with SER, and RER responsible for protein synthesis, metabolism, and all things. So that's why here SER is responsible for lipid and RER is responsible for protein. So in question they are asking that what control lipid metabolism. So SER is responsible for the lipid metabolism. So option A is SER, and option A is the correct option. Okay, question number 126. Small molecules of cytosol forms option A gel, option B sol, option C true solution, and option D colloidal solution. Cytosol is the ground substance of cytoplasm. साइटोप्लाज्म ग्राउंड का ग्राउंड सब्सटेंस जो है हमारे पास, उसे हम साइटोसोल कहते हैं। और साइटोसोल में फिर स्पेसिफिक रीजन्स हैं, उसमें जो स्मॉल मॉलिक्यूल्स होते हैं और जो साइटोसोल को बनाते हैं उसे हम ट्रू सोल्यूशन कहते हैं। ट्रू सोल्यूशन इज स्मॉल मॉलिक्यूल्स ऑफ साइटोसोल फॉर्म ट्रू सोल्यूशन बिकॉज इट हैज़ लार्ज मॉलिक्यूल्स, इट हैज़ ओनली स्मॉल मॉलिक्यूल्स, एंड द लार्ज वन मॉलिक्यूल्स of cytosol forms colloidal solution because they form colloids whose molecules are in between whose molecule size are in between the solution and suspension, so we call it colloidal solution. So the molecules which are a little bit large than true solution is called colloidal solution, and sol and gel are also the part of cytosol which can form the cytosol of cytoplasm. So but here small molecules of cytosol forms true solution, so option C is the correct option, which is true solution. Okay, question number 127. Major component of cytoplasm consist of option A water, option B feed, option C protein, and option D none of the above. Okay, cytoplasm का major component कौन सा है? Here if we write the percentage of every component in front of that, then we can easily find the answer of this question. Here in cytoplasm water is 85% present. 85% water is present in cytoplasm. Okay, how much feed is present? So feed or lipid, they are present 2 to 4%, and protein 10 to 15% protein are present. You must remember their percentage, so according to their percentage you can easily find the major component of cytoplasm. So here water is 85%, water is present in cytoplasm, so the major component is water because their percentage are greater than this and this, so that's why water is the major component which is present in cytoplasm. So here option A is the correct option, which is water. So water is the major component of cytoplasm and their percentage is 85%. Okay, question number 128. Large molecule of cytosol forms option A gel, option B sol, option C true solution, and option D colloidal solution. Here large molecule of cytosol, so if we write cytoplasm structure, cytoplasm, we have cytoplasm, which is the region between the plasma membrane and nuclear membrane, and the ground substance of cytoplasm is called cytosol. Cytosol has small molecules, large molecules, viscous fluid, and non-viscous fluid. So cytosol, the small molecules which form the cytosol are called true solution because it has small molecules, so that's why it can form true solution. Okay, the size of molecule which are larger than small molecule is called colloidal solution. Large molecules can form colloidal solution. Okay, and we have also non-viscous and viscous gel-like substances are also present, which is called gel and salt, and we can discuss about this in next question. So here in question, large molecule of cytosol forms dish. So the large molecules is called colloidal solution. So here option D is the correct option, which is colloidal solution. So colloidal solution is the correct option. Okay, question number 129. Nature of sol is option A viscous, option B non-viscous, option C both A and B, and option D none of the above. Again, I can draw the structure of cytoplasm. For example, this is nucleus. Cell, and here this is nucleus. This is plasma membrane. And this is nuclear membrane. So the region between the plasma membrane and the nuclear membrane is called cytoplasm. This is called the cytoplasm. So here we have here near the plasma membrane we have gel-like, we have viscous material which we called gel, and here near the nuclear membrane we have non-viscous material which is called sol. So near the nuclear membrane we have non-viscous material, and near the plasma membrane we have viscous material which is called gel, and this is called non-viscous. This is sol is the non-viscous material of cytoplasm, and gel is the viscous material of cytoplasm. So here in question, nature of sol is option A viscous, option B non-viscous, option C both A and B, and option D none of the above. So nature of sol is non-viscous, so option B is the correct option. And also if I read the question number 130, so this question also linked with this diagram. Here in question, nature of gel is dish. So option A viscous, option B non-viscous, option C both A and B, and option D none of the above. So nature of gel is viscous. Gel is a viscous material of the cytoplasm which is present near the plasma membrane. So here option A is the correct option, which is viscous. So nature of gel is viscous. Okay, question number 131. Shape of cisternae is option A spherical and tubular, option B spherical only, option C tubular only, and option D none of the above. Okay, if I draw the shape of cisternae, so the cisternae is also spherical and also tubular. This is called cistern. So this is also spherical and also tubular. So the option A is the correct option, which is spherical and tubular. The cistern shape is spherical and as well as of tubular. So that's why here option A is the correct option, which is spherical and tubular. Okay, question number 132. Cytoplasm is the site of dish. Option A glycolysis, option B Krebs cycle, option C both A and B, and option D none of the above. We have respiration, and respiration process has three major types. The process of respiration complete in major three types. The first one is glycolysis. We have the process of respiration complete in three major steps. Glycolysis. The first one is glycolysis. The second one is Krebs cycle. And the third one is ETC, electron transport chain. This occur in cytoplasm. This step of respiration occur in cytoplasm, and these two one occur in mitochondria. So the first one is glycolysis, the second one is Krebs cycle, and the third one is ETC, means electron transport chain. So the first one occurred in cytoplasm, the second and third one occurred in mitochondria. So here in question, cytoplasm is the site of dish. So option A is glycolysis, which is the correct option because glycolysis occur in cytoplasm, and in glycolysis we have production of pyruvic acid. So pyruvic acid is produced in cytoplasm, which can then move toward the mitochondria, and then Krebs cycle in etc occur. So in mitochondria. So here in cytoplasm is a site of glycolysis, which is option A, and option A is the correct option. Glycolysis occur in cytoplasm. Okay, question number 133. Cytoplasm serve as dish. Option A storehouse, option B transport, option C both A and B, and option D none of the above. Cytoplasm serve as dish. So cytoplasm serve as storehouse. Why it's called storehouse? Because the cytoplasm contains vacuole, and vacuole is present in cytoplasm, and vacuole are called storehouse of the cell because they can store water, mineral, salts, nutrients, and etc. all things. So vacuole is called the storehouse of the cell because it can store these all things such as water, mineral, salt, nutrients, and vacuole is found present in the cytoplasm. So that's why cytoplasm serves as storehouse the cell where all these things are stored. So option A is the correct option, which is storehouse. Question number 134. Cytoplasm serve a storehouse of dish. Option A chemicals, option B cell organelles, option C both A and B, and option D none of the above. Okay, here cytoplasm serve a storehouse of what things? कौन सी चीज़ें जो है वो साइटोप्लाज्म में स्टोर की जाती हैं? तो साइटोप्लाज्म में वैक्यूल होता है, और वैक्यूल में ये सारे केमिकल्स, जितने केमिकल्स हैं वो सारे प्रेजेंट होते हैं, और वैक्यूल को स्टोर हाउस कहा जाता है इसी, और वैक्यूल जो है वो साइटोप्लाज्म में प्रेजेंट होता है, इसी वजह से साइटोप्लाज्म को स्टोर हाउस कहा जाता है। और सारे केमिकल जो है वो वैक्यूल में होते हैं, और जो सेल ऑर्गेनिल्स हैं हमारे पास, राइबोसोम्स हैं, वो साइटोप्लाज्म में पाए जाते हैं। सो केमिकल एंड सेल ऑर्गेनिल्स बोथ आर फाउंड इन साइटोप्लाज्म, एंड दैट्स व्हाई दे आर कॉल्ड द स्टोर हाउस. So option C is the correct option, which is both A and B. Okay, the question number 135, which is the last question of this video. Okay, ground substance of cytoplasm consists of dish. Option A sol, option B gel, option C cytoplasm, and option D colloidal solution. Again we have cytoplasm. So here their ground substance is called cytosol, and this is also called hyaloplasm. So the ground substance of cytoplasm is called cytosol, and cytosol has further main divisions, which is called sol, which is the non-viscous part of cytosol, gel, the viscous form of cytosol, and cytosol and colloidal solution, the large molecule of cytoplasm is formed is known as colloidal solution. So here option C is cytosol, and cytosol is the correct option in this question. So option C is the correct option. Okay, in this video we can discuss the 15 questions of first year bio. उम्मीद करती हूँ आपको इन सारे क्वेश्चंस की समझ अच्छे से आ गई होगी, और नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन जो है वो हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में डिस्कस करेंगे. सो तब तक के लिए खुदा हाफिज़.